number 95, inshallah. So, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Al-Hal answers what kind of a question? When you see Al-Hal, what kind of a question is going to be answered by Al-Hal? How? Or in Arabic, this can also be called, how is called Kaifa. So the Kaifa questions or how questions are going to be answered by Al-Hal. Okay. For the rules, in case of when you look at Al-Hal, what should be the status of Al-Hal when it is a mufrad ism? Must be nasban status. Number and gender. Match. Very well done. So it must match in number and gender with sahibul hal. So number and gender will match. Okay. In very rare cases, they may not match, and I will show you how, and inshallah we will learn about those cases as well. That some words, they don't change. They don't change for singular or plural or masculine or feminine. They are the same for every gender. They are the same for every number. Okay. So, but generally, when we learn about Al-Hal, we will learn that the number and gender must match. When it comes to the type, what should be the type? Should it be common or proper? I already see an answer by Sister Ranas that it should be common. Okay, your Hal should be common. If you know this, this basic information about Al-Hal, I am assuring you, I can, assure you with confidence that most of the verses in Quran you will be able to attempt without much trouble. Okay, inshallah. When it comes to rules for Sahibul Hal, what was one thing that you need to know? Yes, the only condition for it is it must be proper. It must be proper. Can be of any status, number, gender, anything. It can be performing any role, but the rule or the condition that it must meet is it is proper. You will see in rare cases, in very rare cases, that it is common, but if you don't remember that it must be proper, you will be making major mistakes. Okay, remember that. What are the three types of Al-Hal we will learn in Quran and we will come across in Quran? What are the three types of Al-Hal? Mufradism, number one. Then it can be Jumla Ismiya, Jumla Fi'liya. Yes. And the number three is it can be Shubu Jumla, which can be Jar wal Majroor or Zar. Okay. It could be Shubu Jumla, which is Jar wal Majroor or Zar. Everyone with me so far? Okay, let's attempt few verses and see how much we have understood. Wala taj'al. Forget about this waw and go to la. What kind of la are we seeing here? Nahya. What made you think that this is la nahya and not nafya? Because of the sukoon. Very well done. Your mudari was majzoom. The mudari majzoom after la helped you decide the type of la. Mudari was majzoom bis sukoon al harf al akhir. That helped you decide that this la is only one type, which is la nahya. Barakallahu feek. After you have found your, fail and the status of your fail and everything in taj'al, what are we going to look for in taj'al? In Arabic, every fail has a file or naibul file or a pronoun. Okay, just to keep things easy, you can just say that there is going to be a pronoun in every fail in Arabic. Okay, because it sometimes can be, if the fail is naqis, then the same file naibul file will becomes, that the file becomes ismu, right? So there is always a pronoun. That is the sign of mudare. So who is going to be the pronoun here? La taj'al. Anta, barakallahu fihi, or anta, but here it's going to be anta because of the context, because usually you ask someone right in front of you not to do something, right? You do not make ma'allahi. What is ma'allahi? Barakallahu fiik, Sister Rubin. In taj'al, dhamir was mustatir, barakallahu fiik, and it was anta taj'al. Ma'allahi is an idafa. Ma'a is one of the special mudafs that has to do with place, right? Mostly with time, time, place, with. So it is translated as with. So ma'allahi, if you have that kind of idafa, how can you label it? It's a zarf, yes. So if it is a zarf, so zarf in jumla fi'liya can also be called muta'alliq bil fi'l, right? Muta'alliq bil fi'l, because we are in a jumla fi'liya starting with la taj'al. Ma'allahi is going to be muta'alliq bil fi'l, because muta'alliq bil khabar we see in jumla ismiya, muta'alliq bil fi'l we see in jumla fi'liya. Ilahan, what kind of a question is being answered by ilahan? It is maf'ul bihi. What should you not make with Allah, right? What should you not make with Allah, right? So it is going to be maf'ul bihi. You're right, right? You're on the right track. You understood that you're going to call it maf'ul bihi. Ilahan akhar. How are you going to connect these two together? Very well done. It is Mawsuf Sifa. Very well done. Don't take with Allah other gods. Okay. Very well done. I'm very proud of you all. Okay. So akhara is a very one of our words, which is it's a tricky one. Okay. Very beautiful job done by you all. It's matching in all four properties. So it's going to be Mawsuf Sifa. Fatulqa. Fatulqa. Don't take with Allah other gods. Otherwise. Tulqa, tulqa, tulqa. What is tulqa? Give me a siga for tulqa. Is it an ism or a fail or a harf? It's a fail. When you look at a fail, the next step, take the next step. It's fail mudari. Where is an alamatul mudari? It's a fail mudari. Alamatul mudari being ta. Mudari is majhul because of the spellings u-a. So it is going to be majhul, mudari majhul, alamatul mudari being ta. And now comes your pronoun. Who is going to be the pronoun here? Give me the pronoun. If ta is the alamatul mudari, the options are anta or hiya. Okay. So here the word started with second person. So it's going to be anta, right? Don't take with Allah other gods. Then you will be, or I'm not going to translate fa yet. Tulka, you will be cast fi jahannama. Fi jahannama. Mutalik will fail, but before Mutalik will fail, fi jahannama was jar wal majroor. And why is jahannam not fi jahannami? Why is it not taking kasra? Though there is a fi before it. It is partly flexible, right? Mamnu minas sarf. It's a proper name, right? Proper name of a hellfire. And I'm taking you back to term one just so that we do not forget that stuff. Okay, it's a proper name of a hellfire. So it's not going to take kasra. And the word that can show its status by two forms. It will be jahannamu, jahannama, jahannama. Okay, that word is going to be partly flexible word. And the word that cannot take tanween, is also going to be what kind of a word? Which words don't take tanween? Partly flexible, remember that. So they can take kasra if there is al before them, if there is if they are mudafs. Okay, if they are mudafs, they will be taking kasra, but mudaf is usually not, jahannam cannot come up as mudaf. Okay, these are the words that don't come up as mudafs, or the proper names, you will not see them as mudaf. They are usually mudaf ilayhi. You are going to see them as mudaf ilayhi. But remember one thing, jahannama is, there are words that are partly flexible, but they can take kasra if there is an al attached. For example, Rahman. Rahman is one of the words that is partly flexible, mamnu min as-sarf, but you see it as a Rahmani, right? Bismillah ar-Rahmani rahim. Ni rahim. This ni Ar-Rahmani is because of al attached to Rahman. Will you all remember this? We have covered it in our term one, and it was something that was a little overwhelming. So we did not, spend too much of a time, and we will do it when we will do our advanced grammar in future, inshallah, after covering our surf. Okay, so the question was, why is akhara without tanween? So what do you think? What's an explanation? After you have found some explanation for Jahannama, what will be the explanation for akhara? Why is it not being with tanween? No, it's not complex mawsuf sifa. It's a simple mawsuf sifa where all properties are matching. It's a normal mawsuf sifa. Okay? Ilahan akhara, normal mawsuf sifa. It's not mudaf either. Akhara is also one of those words that's going to be, if it's not taking a tanween, probably it is mamnu minassar. Okay? It's partly flexible. Make sense or no? Okay. Tulqa has is a mudare majhul. So the pronoun in this will be called file or naibul file. Naibul file. So if it is a naibul file, anta, so naibul file is going to be anta, then you go on to fi jahannama, jar wal majroor, mutalik bil fail, maluman. You will be thrown in hell, maluman, one who was blamed, madhuran, one who is banished. So what is this maluman, madhuran? How you will be cast into Jahannam? You will be cast into Jahannam as one who was blamed, criticized, extremely criticized or banished, thrown, one who has been, expelled. Make sense or no? Everyone with me? Now there is a concept that we did in our term 2 where we see there is a special kind of fa that is seen after some kind of a negation. It is seen after negation, nafi, or it is seen after talb. And talb includes your amr, nahi, istifham, amr, nahi, istifham, tahdid, al-ard, taraji, tamanni, like you wish for something, you hope for something, you are inspiring someone to do something, you are asking someone not to do something, you are asking a question, or you are commanding someone to do something. So after all this, there is a special kind of fa that comes, and this fa is been correctly labeled by my dear sisters, Sister Zohra, Sister Samina, Sister Shameen, as Fa'us Sababiya. Fa'us Sababiya. What does it do to Mudare? If you see a Mudare after Fa'us Sababiya, which is, according to traditional Arabic grammar, Fa'us Sababiya is seen with Mudare, and it after this Mudare is going to be, there are three options, either for Mudare, the status of Mudare. Either it is going to be marfu, it remains unchanged, or mansub or majzoom. What will happen after Faust Sababiya? It's going to be nasbin status. Barakallahu feek, Sister Zohra. It's going to be nasbin status because of a hidden an after it. Because of a hidden an after it, it's going to be the mudare. If I asked you the status of tulqa, you are going to tell me this is mudare majhul mansub bil fatha. Is it zahir or muqaddara? Muqaddara, right? It's assumed. I'm based on the knowledge of Arabic grammar. I'm going to say that this was there because alif cannot take any haraka. So I'm going to imagine that alif is with a haraka, which is al-fatatul muqaddara. Al-fatatul muqaddara. Okay? Because of an that is hidden after fa'us sababiya. After Faust Sababiya, there is an an that has made Mudare Mansub. Okay, everyone with me so far? Okay. And now you translate it. and do not take with Allah other gods. Otherwise, if you do so, you will be cast. Isn't it sabab? Is it whatever is coming after is sabab of what is before it? Makes sense or no sense? You know, agar you do so, if you do so, then what will happen? It's a consequential fa, right? Otherwise, or consequentially, lest you will be cast in Jahannam. If you do so, that's what is going to be your consequence. I hope this makes some sense. Okay. Now comes another verse. I think it's also from Surah Al-Isra. So let's see. Yaslaha mazmuman madhura. Yasla. What is yasla, my dear sisters? Real quick. It is a fail. Alamatul mudari being ya. So now tell me who is the doer. It's a regular mudari. Who is the doer? Who is the doer? Can someone tell me the status of this? Mudari marfu, mansub, or majzoom? Because after mudari, I have to look for the status, right? What about, why will we call it nasb in status? Is there anything before it that is making it nasb? Yes, it is rough in status. By default, your fail is rough in status. So call it rough in status, because there is no reason, unless the words before it has some reason for it. There is no, mansoob. You will find a reason for mansoob, my dear sisters. Okay, no problem, no problem. The fatha is on the lam. This is alif. If it was to be written. If it was to be written, it would have been, if there was no ha after it, it would be like this, my dear sister. Yes, la, this is the alif. Okay, this is the standard way of writing this. But when this alif is followed by a pronoun, it gets written like this. Okay, make sense to everyone? That there are some rules of imla of alif, and they're very interesting. Sometimes, we need to, one day we might be doing those too, inshallah. Okay, so let me go back to where I was. Okay, now I have to, okay, here it is. Okay, so everyone with me? So this is mudari marfu. Now, if I say marfu, how is it marfu, my dear sisters? Based on what I showed you, what will you say why, how come it's going to be marfu, my dear sisters? So the alif on ya, yasla will be, alif is not, no. It is marfu. The status of this mudare is marfu. It is marfu bidammatul muqaddara. The one I wrote, that is also going to be marfu, my dear sister. The reason it is written like this is because there is a attached pronoun after it. There's an attached pronoun after it, and that's how the rules of imla are. Then you put it like a regular alif instead of writing it as a short alif. Barakallahu feek, Sister Shamim. So it is dammatul muqaddara alil alif, which is making mudare marfu. Okay. Ha is going to be my maf'ul bihi, right? Maf'ul bihi fi mahalli nasbin mazmuman madhuran. He will burn in it. How will he burn in it? He will be made to enter it, or he will burn in it. How will he burn in it? As someone who was criticized, as one who was banished or expelled. Sense? Make sense? So this is Haal 1, Haal 2. فَبَعَثَ اللَّهُ بَعَثَ. Fail. Madin or Mudari? Madin, I agree. Lafzul Jalala, outside doer. An-Nabiyina. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has raised. Usually sent makes more sense. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent An-nabiyina, prophets, which is maf'ul bihi, right? Mubashirina, Hal. How is it Hal? It is describing how were they sent. How were they, what was the condition of the Nabiyyin? They were the givers of the good news. Is our, every condition met here? An-Nabiyyina, plural, proper. Mubashirina, plural, masculine. So is an-Nabiyyina. Mubashirina is mufradism, which is common. Mufradism, which is nasb and status. Every condition met or no? Number and gender is also matching. Wamunzirina, how are you going to connect wamunzirina to, there is an atf, right? Waw is going to be an atf, munzirina is going to be matuf. Can you call it 1, 2, hal 1, hal 2? Very well done. No, you cannot, my dear sister. There's waw here. You're just going to connect it through atf, my dear sister. Here, mazmuman, madhuran, you are going to call them hal 1, hal 2, hal awwal, hal thani. But this one is connected through atf. So don't do that, because of waw atf, the condition is different. You are going to label it slightly differently. Yes, the same rules as that of the khabar. So it's the same things, not much different. It's just, how we are going to apply them. If we master our basic concepts, then, advanced concepts are nothing, my dear sisters. Summa wallaytum, then you all turned away. Mudbirin, showing your backs. So summa is your one of the harf atf, and wallaytum, what is the siga of wallaytum? It's madin. After you have determined that this is a fail, which is madi, the next step, what's a doer? Who is the doer here, right? Because it's ma'lum, it is antum. And if I ask you to specify it among the tum, is it ta or meen? Or tum? It's going to be ta'ul fa'il, right? Ta is the doer, meme is for masculine plural, right? Ta is the doer, meme is for masculine plural. And then comes mudbirina. How did you all turn? You all turned showing your backs. It is describing the condition that you all turned away, right? So mudbirina is common, it's nasb status, and it's meeting the conditions of our hal. Tum is masculine plural, and mudbirina is matching tum in number and gender as well. Tum is a pronoun, isn't it? Isn't tum pronoun? You all agree? It's proper. So sahibul hal, ta'ul fa'il is proper. In case of an-nabiyina, it is proper. Sahibul hal is again proper because it has an al. In case of yaslaha, he will burn in it. Yasla, that sahibul hal was, who was the sahibul hal here? It's proper, and it is huwa. Barakallahu fi. Huwa was proper, and that was sahibul hal. Tulqa. Tulqa. Who is the sahibul hal? Anta. Naibul fa'il. Anta was the sahibul hal, and all pronouns are proper. Therefore, tulqa was proper. So, my dear sisters, is this making everything clear to you, that how you are going to label your al-hal in your sentences when you are attempting i'rabs? I hope this makes sense so far. Alhamdulillah, everyone is with me so far. Aisha, Sister Anas, Sister Mina, is this clear? Alhamdulillah, we can go on to learn something more about al-hal. Okay, so as we have learned in our last class, al-hal can be a mufradism, and we have gone over the examples. It can be a whole sentence. It can be a shubu jumla. When we were learning about al-hal as a mufradism, we saw one shubu jumla here. Allazina yaskuruna Allah qiyaman wa qu'udan wa ala junubihim. So wa ala junubihim, if I asked you ala junubihim, what is it this answering? Those who they remember Allah standing and sitting and on their sides. And on their sides, is it describing how they remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? They just, they are on it. They don't miss a minute of zikr. Okay, they're tongue is always wet with the zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether they are standing, sitting, or they are on their sides. So ala junubihim, jar wal majroor, shubu jumla fi mahalli nasbin is describing the hal of these people. How do they remember? What is their condition when they are remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? They are either standing, they are either sitting, or they are on their sides. I hope this was clear. So this is one of the examples of hal as shubut jumla. So then we have gone over this whole slide together, and now let's learn how you are going to see jumla to ismiya as al hal. You will see in Quran most of the time when al hal is jumla ismiya, it is starting with a waw which is followed by a pronoun. So whoever he does righteous deeds, whether a male or a female, while he is a mu'min, وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. So do you notice that there's a waw there and there's a huwa there, which is describing, how is he doing his action. So this whole sentence, huwa mu'minun, what kind of a sentence is this? Huwa mu'minun. Huwa is mubtada, mu'minun is khabar. This is jumla ismiya. So this jumla ismiya is describing condition of someone who is doing the righteous deeds. Okay, so he's not doing the righteous deeds. Sometimes people do righteous deeds. They are not, however, believers. But the condition is, and the halat is, or a state is, that the person is with iman too, and then there is an answer to it which I have not put here. So in Quran you will see that there is a waw and a pronoun which is going to be seen as jumla ismiya haliya. Jumla ismiya haliya will mostly begin with a pronoun and a waw. This waw is not going to be translated. This waw is not going to be so meaning how he is, yes, how he's doing the righteous deeds. Because don't you see a Christian or a Jew doing righteous deeds? Don't we see an atheist doing righteous deeds? Sometimes they do, right? You have to keep that in mind. So you have to approach Quran with a very open-mindedness, right? So there are people who do very, very good deeds. They may be helping, Mother Teresa, but was she a person, who had, who is with Iman, and Iman billahi, Iman mufassal requires that we believe in Allah and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the last messenger, and the books and the angels and the day of judgment and all that. But was she not doing good deeds? She was. But was she one who we can say that, and we are not someone to, I just, have taken her name, but we are not someone who can label people, but just, as an example, so that you understand this, I just put it out there, that you have to have iman that is kamil, that is mufassal, and then, this is what makes a mu'min, okay? So while he is a mu'min is a condition that is, and the condition is a whole sentence where you are going to see a waw at the beginning. This waw is not going to be translated as and. Make sense or no sense? Did you notice how I translated? While he is a mu'min. Okay? So when you have something like that, where your waw does not make sense if you translate it as and, think about waw al-haliya. What are you going to think about? Is this waw the beginning of my jumla haliya? And then you go on to see that does it make sense or no sense, okay? This waw, which is at the beginning of a jumla haliya, is going to be called waw al-haliya. What is the name of this waw? Waw al-haliya. Huh? Everyone? Waw al-haliya. What's the status of the jumla that is coming after waw al-haliya? It's going to be nasb, because your hal is always nasb in status. So always remember, it's going to be the status is going to be fi mahalli nasbin. While, yes, this while, while he's a mu'min. So he's in the condition. So while is describing the condition. While he is a mu'min, so he's doing righteous deed, while he has perfected his iman, and then comes the jawab of this condition. Because remember, man you have learned in Jumla Shartiya, whoever he does righteous deeds, either a man or a woman. He can be a man or a woman while he has a perfect iman, then your jawabu shart begins. Okay, after that, and I don't have jawabu shart and I don't remember it either. So, okay, because I was focusing on al hal. Okay, so did you notice this sentence has a pronoun, that is going back to the main sentence. Do you all agree? Yes or no? So man amila. So there is a pronoun in amila that is huwa amila, and wahua mu'min, and even whoever, if you go take it back to man, so this huwa is going back to man either, right? So you have a way that you can connect it to the main sentence. You are connecting it to the main sentence in one way or two ways. There are two connectors or one connector. Now think carefully. There are two. One was the pronoun, right? Hua, that was connected to what was before. What was the second connector? How did you connect it second? Wow, barakallahu feek, my dear sisters. So sometimes both of them will be there. You will see verses where you have two connectors, and sometimes only one is there. Okay? Sometimes you will have both wow and the pronoun. You will have both wow and the pronoun that are going to be connected to the original sentence, and sometimes you will not have both. Okay, you will only have one. Aw is a connector between zakarin aw unsa. It is just a connection between zakarin aw unsa, be it a male or a female. Okay, this is just connected to this. This has nothing to do with hal. Okay, aw is just coming up as atf. Okay, make sense, my dear sister? It's an atf. Barakallahu feek, sister Shamim. Yes, it's an atf. You are not going to worry about it. But this wow, can I call it atf, my dear sisters? What is the name for this one? When it is an atf, when wow is an atf, you translate it as and. Okay, you translate it as and. But this is wow halia, because the sentence after it is describing the condition of the person who is doing righteous deeds. Okay, so now sometimes what you will see is that you do not have a pronoun going back to the original sentence. For example, jitu, I came, washamsu taliatun, while the sun was rising. So washamsu taliatun. What is this? Ashamsu taliatun. What are we seeing here? Jumla ismiya. Jumla ismiya is Ashamsu is your mubtada, taliyatun is your khabar. But does it have anything that is going back to any pronoun that is going back to ana? Because this ana could be masculine, right? This is not, Ashamsu taliyatun. There's nothing, there's no pronoun that is going back to the original sentence, which was jitu, I came, right? So what helped you connect this to this? What was the connector? What was rabit? Rabit means that makes a rabita, that makes a connection. Then waw halia came up as a rabita between your jitu and ashamsu taliatun. Okay, waw al halia, there is also waw rabita, is making a connection between these two sentences. I came while the sun was rising. While the sun was rising. Okay, I'm not going to translate it as I came and the sun was rising. Is everyone with me? Saranas, is it clear? Jitu, ana jitu, I came while the sun was rising. Huh? So there is ashamsu taliyatun has no pronoun that is going back to original sentence, which was jitu, jumla felia, pailuhu ana. It has nothing in it. This jumla ismiya has nothing that has no pronoun that is going back to jitu. Therefore, what we did was we brought waw, which is called waw halia, And this made the connection between ji'tu and ash-shamsu taliyatun. What will be the status of this jumla ismiya, my dear sisters? في محل نصب. في محل نصب, because it is الجملة الحالية. في محل نصب. Now comes ولا تلبسوا الحق بالباطل وتكتموا الحق وأنتم تعلمون. What is, do not mix the truth with the falsehood, and you all do not hide the truth while you all know. Why I said and you all know? Why didn't I say and you all know? Why did I say while you all know? जबकि तुम जानते हो, और ना तुम मिलाओ हक को बातिल के साथ, और ना तुम छुपाओ हक को जबकि तुम जानते हो. Because my wow was wow al-hal, antum ta'alamuna was jumla haliya. And here, how many connectors do we have? Rabitul hal. How many rabitul hal do we have? One or two? We have two here. Wow al-haliya, and we have a pronoun that goes back to the original sentence, talbisu, taktumu. They both have wow al-jama'a, which is antum, and antum is again repeated in the jumla al-haliya. Is everyone with me so far? So when you are going to attempt this verse, wow, whatever, I don't know, the context is probably it is wow at la nahiya talbisu mudare majzoom bila al-haqqa is going to be my al-haqqa is going to be maful. What should you not mix? Bil batili jar wal majroor mutaalliq bil fi'l tak wow atf taktumu is mudare majzoom bil atf, because now here I cannot say that this la is affecting taktumu. Yes, it is affecting taktumu, but not directly. No. Wow is the this is majzoom. This mudare is majzoom bil atf, right? The transference of status occurred from talbisu to taktumu. Everyone understood this? Yes or no? You are going to call this mudare majzoom bil atf, because wow helped transference of status from talbisu to taktumu al-haqqa, and you all not hide. What should you not hide? The truth. So al-haqqa maful bihi, wow al-hal, antum mubtada, ta'lamuna khabar. Khabar is jumla failya, fa'iluhu wabil jama'a. Jumla failya is fi mahalli raf'in, khabar, because it is a khabar. But the status of this antum ta'lamuna, the whole sentence, when you give me the status of whole sentence, this is going to be fi mahalli nasbin, because this is al jumlatul ismiya al haliya, right? This is a hal sentence, and hal is always nasbin status. Everyone, is this clear? Okay. Now go on to the next something. Sometimes you will see in Quran that you will have jumla ismiya haliya that is not going to begin with a pronoun. Let me show you how. وَمَا لَكُمْ, and what is wrong with you? لَا تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ, you all do not believe in Allah. وَالرَّسُولُ الرَّسُولُ يَدْعُوكُمْ. Give me labeling for الرَّسُولُ يَدْعُوكُمْ. What is الرَّسُول? Mubtada. Very well done. It's a mubtada. يَدْعُوكُمْ. Yes, give me the, after mubtada, you look for khabar. The messenger, yad'ukum. Yad'u, he calls you, you all. He calls you all. لِتُؤْمِنُوا, so that you all believe بِرَبِّكُمْ, in your Rabb. وَقَدْ أَخَذَ, while he has taken مِثَاقَكُمْ, an oath from you all, in kuntum mu'minin. So if you all are truly believers. So وَالرَّسُولُ يَدْعُوكُمْ. If I asked you what is the mubtada is a rasulu, yad'ukum is going to be the khabar, li tu'minu is going to be, li is going to be Yes, يدعوكم is في محل رفع خبر الرسول. It لتؤمنوا. Li is going to be, what kind of a li is this? So that. So there's a li after which if you're seeing mudare mansoob, what is making mudare mansoob? Li is not jumla shartiya. Li is not a condition. Li you have learned in harufun nasiba. That is lame ta'leel. Yes, it is ta'leel. It has a hidden an after it. It has a hidden an after it that makes mudare mansoob. And here, because mudare was from af'alul khamsa, mudare is mansoob bihasfin noon. So li tu'minu is mudare mansoob bihasfin noon, and this mudare was made mansoob because of an that is hidden, that is concealed after li. Okay, birabbikum is going to be jar wal majroor mutalik bil tu'minu, which is mutalik bil fail, right? And there is a rabbikum, that is an idafa. So this sentence, ar-rasulu yad'ukum, the wow here, and what is wrong with you? You all do not believe in Allah. Should I translate it as, and the messenger is calling you all so that you believe in your Rabb, versus should I translate it as, what is wrong with you all? You all do not believe in Allah while the messenger is calling you all so that you all believe in your Rabb. While is the right translation. You all agree? And when I am translating my wow as while, what am I saying? That this wow is wow atf or wow hal? Wow al-haliya, right? So when this is wow al-haliya, this jumla that is coming after wow is going to be of what status? Fi mahalli nasbin, right? Fi mahalli nasbin, because the sentence you are going to just use term fi mahalli nasbin. Barakallahu feek, my dear sisters. Is this clear? So sometimes you may not see a pronoun at the beginning of the sentence in case of jumla ismiya coming up as hal, but still you should be able to find out, can it be jumla haliya describing something before? How can you connect this sentence with whatever is before? Is this one way the sentence is connected to the main sentence, or there's only there are two ways that the sentence is connected to the whatever is before? Two ways. Okay, so one is wow. Okay, one is wow. What was the second one? But where is a rasula? Where is a rasula in the main sentence? Where do you see? Barakallahu feek. There is lakum. What is wrong with you all? La tu'minuna billahi. You all do not believe in Allah. So what is wrong with you all? Actually, you can just say tu'minuna is it has a pronoun wow, and that is repeated here in kum. Yad'ukum. You can say like that as well. And again, kum is here and kum is here. Everyone with me so far? Can you all identify how there is a pronoun that you can connect? There is another jumla haliya in this verse in Surah Al-Hadid. There are actually two more in this verse, and we will cover them in a little bit if we get to them. If we are able to, get to them, inshallah, we are going to cover them as well. Okay. If I tell you, give me the labeling for malakum, how can you label this? Malakum. Just think of it as a sentence just by itself. What is going to be the labeling for ma? So you are going to call it raf, mubtada. What is lakum? What is going to be lakum? Jar wal majroor, mutaliq bil khabar. Make sense or no sense? Everyone understood this? Now, if I give you, what is wrong with you all? While you all do not, what is wrong with you all? You are in a state that you do not believe in Allah. La tu'minuna billahi. How can you connect this to whatever is before? And this is a harder way to connect, but let's try. Why is this a question being asked? No, ma lakum, what is wrong with you all? That is done. La tu'minuna billahi. La tu'minuna billahi. Think about la tu'minuna. What kind of a sentence is this? So la is nafiya, tu'minuna mudare, which is going to be mudare marfu bi subuti noon, right? Failuhu wawil jama'a billahi mutalik bil, right? So the question is asked from them in a state, what is with you all? What is the state of these you all? What is the state of these you all? They do not believe in Allah. No. They disbelieve, right? They do not believe in Allah is a state of you all. Right? So this first sentence, la tu'minuna, is also a hal of kum, isn't it? Do all jumla ismiya haliya sentences without pronoun begin with waw? Yes, if there is no pronoun, usually you will see them beginning with waw. They will have waw in the beginning that will connect, that will act as a connector between the sentences. If there is no pronoun at the beginning, then you will bring waw. Is this sentence make sense that this is a condition of this kum, my dear sisters? And then comes, you all do not believe in Allah while the messenger is calling you all. So you all do not believe in Allah while, it is a bit tricky, yes, but you have to, one day we will be doing the tafsir based on grammar. And for that, you have to be prepared. And this is, your chance, or, you should be given a little trailer before you are taken to the actual movie, right? So you should see how is it going to be, how I'm going to connect different parts of verses, and I'm going to connect everything together. So you are going to ma lakum, jumla ismiya, ma mubtada, lakum mutalik bil khabar. La tu'minuna billahi, jumla failya, manfi, and this is fi mahalli nasbin, because it is describing kum. Rasula wa haliya rasula yad'ukum. This is connected, this jumla ismiya haliya is connected to tu'minuna, because this is describing condition of wawil jama'a, right? Wawil jama'a, and this the whole sentence is describing the condition of you all, right? That you all do not believe in Allah while what is happening? Messenger is calling you all. Messenger is in the state, and the state that he is calling you all, so that you all believe in your Rabb. So far, is it making sense or no? Let me see. Sister Uksana, Sister Ranaz, yes, and we all need more practice, right? And this is why we are doing this, right? No. This is not going to be in the test. This cannot be in the test. Your test is based on term 2 or term 2. You are only going to be tested on the materials that we have covered in term 2. This is just so that you get a review of your basic concepts and you understand what is this as well. Okay, this is not going to be on your test. No, that I'm not going to ask you this is this sentence jumla halia. No, I'm not yet, not yet. In the future test you will be definitely asked. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, now comes, if your jumla failure that is describing the condition of someone, or that is coming up as a jumla halia, is the case, you will see that it will begin with waqad. Okay, if jumla halia is fail madin, it will begin with waqad. Wow means while, indeed, and qad means indeed. Okay, mostly you will see that if jumla failure madin is jumla halia, it is going to be beginning with waqad. Is it making sense or no? So here we have Surat Ali Imran, and Zakaria alayhi salam is asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, my Rabb, how can there be a boy for me while kibr, old age, has already reached me? So should I translate it as, how can there be a son for me and old age has reached me and my wife is akir, is barren? Or should I translate it as, how can there be a son for me while old age has reached me and my wife is barren? So does it make sense? Now when you will go back to your word to word, will it make sense now why something is translated as while old age, and you are not going to say it as an old age, or old age has reached me, or बुढ़ापा मुझे पहुंच चुका है, versus जबकि बुढ़ापा पहुंच चुका है मुझे और मेरी बीवी is barren, she's infertile, she cannot bear children. Now it will make more sense that this vow is halat. You cannot have child while you are very old. Very, very kibr is an extreme old age. It's not talking about 40. It is talking about 80 plus age. My dear sisters, are you all with me, understanding this concept through verse of Surat Ali Imran, verse number 40? It's a very beautiful verse. Keep in mind, that my Rabb, how can there be a boy for me while an old age has reached me and my wife is barren? So if it is negative sentence beginning with ma, you will see vowel halia in that sentence, and I do not have an example. Maybe by next session I will send you some examples, inshallah. So yes, so if it is jumla failure madin, it will start with qad or waqad. Okay, or waw and qad together. Okay, so either it will begin with qad or waqad. Okay, it will have waqad in the beginning, and it can only be just qad as well. Okay, it can have waw plus qad or qad alone. Okay, everyone understood this? Now we have only 1 minute left, and see if it is jumla failure mudare, then what will happen? So that was madin, and madin is going to start with either qad or waqad. But if it is jumla failure mudare, that is a hal of something, you will not see waw. Jumla failure mudare, that is musbat, that is affirmative, that is positive, it's not negative sentence, it is not beginning with la or lam or lamma or any of those particles. In that case, you will see a sentence, there will be fail after a fail. For example, وَنَذَرُهُمْ فِي طُغْيَانِهِمْ, and we will leave them in their rebellion, يَعْمَهُونَ, wandering blindly. What is Yamahuna describing? What kind of answer is Yamahuna giving you? How are we leaving them? And we will leave them in their transgression. How will you leave them in their transgression? We will leave them in their transgression while they will wander blindly. Okay, wandering blindly is describing how you are going to leave them. And where is Sahibul Hal? Here I have Sahibul Hal highlighted for you. Whom is Sahibul Hal? Proper, right? Proper, and Yamahuna is describing whom. Then they came to you. Yahlifuna billahi. They come to you. This is sometimes you will see madin being translated as present tense. And inshallah, that's not something that never happens in Quran. It does happen in Quran. Then they come to you swearing by Allah, yahlifuna. What is yahlifuna? Where is the sahibul hal for yahlifuna? Yes, wow, it's written over there. Sentence does not start with wow. So who is the sahibul hal? Wawul Jama'a, very well done, my dear sister. No, you are not, Prophet ﷺ is not taking a notes. It cannot be ka, my dear sisters. It is wow. It is wow in ja'u. There's a wow here, wawul Jama'a, that is being described as yahlifuna billahi. They come to you. How do they come to you? Swearing by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Kasme khate hue aate hain. ठीक है जी? Ka is just the maful bihi. It is not being described by yahlifuna. Prophet does not do that. He does not take falsehoods, or he does not swear like that, right? Waja'a ahlul Madina, and the people of city came. How did they came? How did they come? Sorry. How did they come? Yastabshiruna. They came rejoicing. So yastabshiruna is the hal for ahlul Madina. Ahlul Madina is proper, right? People of the city, people of Medina, or the people here. Medina could be just any city as well, right? And so they came. How did they came? They came rejoicing, right? So Ahlul Medina is being described by Yastabshiruna. My Sahibul Hal again is proper. Waja'u abahum isha'an yabkun, and they came to their father at night time. How did they come? And these are the brothers of Yusuf. How did the brothers of Yusuf came? Yabkuna. Yabkuna is they came crying. They came weeping. So what is the sahibul hal for yabkuna? Wabil jama'a in ja'u. Everyone, is this clear so far? The point that you need to remember is, in case of Jumla Fi'liya Mudare, you will not see Wabil Haliya before it. If it is the Hal, if Jumla Fi'liya Mudare is the Hal of something, you won't see Wabil Waw Al Haliya. Yes, in case of Mudare, you don't see Waw Al Haliya. Okay. Whereas Waw will not be before Hal, but may be there in the beginning of the verse, as in the three cases. You will see Wabil Haliya with Jumla Ismiya. You will see Wabil Haliya with Jumla Fi'liya in terms of, the Jumla Fi'liya Madin can begin with Waw. Jumla Ismiya can begin with Waw, like Wahuwal Mu'minun, Wa Antum Tanzuruna, Wa Antum Ta'lamuna. You did see Waw there in case of Jumla Ismiya. In case of Jumla Fi'liya Madin, you can have only qad, or you will have wa qad, and that waw that is at the before qad is going to be called wawil haliya. But here, oh, where is waw? Can you unmute yourself, Aisha?
I'm sorry for the confusion, but I was asking home. So the wow is in the beginning, it doesn't matter, but it shouldn't be before the hal.
Yes,
right?
so yes, that could be just atf, right? That could be just
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
yeah. So, and you have seen it, like it is being translated as and, right? And waja'a,
Yes.
waja'u, and this is just waw atf. Okay, these three vows are waw atfs, and they have been
Okay.
translated like that. Okay, so with
Okay,
that,
thank you.
you're most welcome, my dear sister. So with that, I will have to end the session. I'm already 5 minutes past my time. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Take care.